Welcome to the Algarve. Algarve in English by Conectv.
Clínica Pacifico, your perfect smile is here. Honest Dragon, boutique alcohol distributor, Portugal. Currencies for you, global payment specialists. Energy Lounger, rejuvenate your body. Algarve Business Awards. Bamper Properties and Lifestyle. Art Aesthetic, Rejuvenation Therapy.
Hi, welcome back. We have yet another show for you, and of course we're going out now on Christmas Eve. So lots of presents under the tree, or under the studio lights, I should say here. We have Philippa Taylor with us today from Kit and Caboodle. Also, I've got to say, Algarve Express, you're the general manager of Algarve Express, and then, of course, you are creator, owner, everything. You are the Kit and Caboodle.
Well, I'm one of a team, one of. Yeah.
So Kit and Caboodle is, we see on Google, it says second-hand shop.
Yes.
That's the understatement of the year. So you, for me, what you are doing and what you created is sustainability on an Olympic level. Absolutely superb. So tell me how you started.
Well, we started on the back of me being in Algarve Express. So we had clients that were doing removals. Maybe they were downsizing, going back to wherever home was for them, the UK or wherever it may be. And they would come to us to obviously take their belongings to wherever that was. And half the time they didn't need them. And there was nothing wrong with them. You know, they were stuck. The new owners maybe of the property that they were selling didn't want them. And I just thought that something needs to be done, you know, with it. This can't go to landfill for a start. And so it was kind of, that sustainability came from the beginning.
And as you said, was pre-loved.
Yes.
It has all been pre-loved. And I just need to explain here for anybody that doesn't live in the Algarve, that hasn't bought and sold here. Generally speaking, there's over 90% of the properties are sold with furniture. So we then have a problem that if you want to get rid of the furniture, you have to pay for it to be taken away and got rid of. As to how it's got rid of is often questionable. So that's where the dilemma comes in.
Yes, exactly. And we like to go and we ask people to send us some pictures to give an idea and a feel first to see whether it's the kind of furniture we want to sell. And then we'll go out and we'll have a really good look at it, and we're pretty thorough. So we'll strip beds and look at mattresses and things like that. And then we'll do an inventory of everything that's been shown to us and email it over with an offer to purchase that furniture. And then we'll take care of all the arrangements of getting it out of the property and bringing it into the store through Algarve Express, of course.
There you go. Absolutely ideal situation.
Yeah, it works well.
And obviously so much easier. Moving house can be so stressful.
It's one of the top things, isn't it? They say, yes. So it does. It just eases it a little bit with that dilemma.
So you've now chosen the furniture.
Yes.
And you've taken it back to Almonsil.
Almonsil or Alcantarilla.
Which is your second store now.
Yes, we opened a second store in March this year,
so
that was exciting.
Take us along the journey. What happens to the furniture from that point?
Well, when it comes in, we basically have to clean it, first of all. You know, we want to present it in the best possible way. That was kind of at our core of our business, was to try and change people's perception of buying pre-loved, as we like to call it, furniture. Because, I don't know about your experience, but my experience before getting into this business was going into let's say a darkish, dingy, slightly smelly kind of a shop, and we wanted to really make it an enjoyable experience. So we bring it in, we do the best that we can to just clean it if it's already in a good condition. If it's a sofa and it needs a little bit of professional cleaning, then we'll get professionals in to clean it, and then it will get staged. So we'll try and take some really nice pictures of that furniture and put it in the showroom to sell. So some of the furniture that comes in isn't in perfect condition, and we try our best to save as much of the furniture as we can. We can't save everything, there's some things beyond repair, but to provide that full service for people, we will go and try and take as much as they want for us to take out of their property. So where we can, some pieces might come in and they're a little bit tired, or maybe not quite.
Because this is a classic. It's a piece of furniture. It's such good quality.
It is.
However, you're not going to get anyone really today that's going to think, oh yes, I'd like that in my house, unless you've got a dirty, dingy old manor, and it would be perfect. So you take something like this and you turn it into something like that.
Exactly. So this is a little bit of an extra flourish, because every now and again we do paint it just for the general market. So it might be a white, or it might be grey, or it might be something more neutral. But every now and again we like to have a bit of a creative kind of idea, and this one's a little bit wild. But yes, but that's the idea. So we do generally upcycle.
If for example, I was buying a house and I've decided on my colour scheme, etc., can't find the furniture I want, or can't find the colours I want, could I bring you bits that I have and say, what can you do with it?
Not exactly. So we can, there's a couple of different ways we can help with that. First of all, we would try and encourage you to come and join our Chalk Tuesday club. So we actually have a club in Alcantarilla on a Tuesday morning that invites you to bring your piece. Now, as we say, as long as it's something you can carry, so you can't bring a massive wardrobe up the stairs, but because it is upstairs. So you can bring your piece, and then with our tuition, then we will be able to paint it for you with with you. So we'll actually give you the skills to do that. So we'll be there on hand, talking to you about what you want from your piece of furniture, and then work with you. And you may well basically just do a little bit on the first week, and then that piece can stay in our store, and then you'll come back the next week and you'll do a little bit more, maybe.
So right from absolutely having no knowledge but just a bit of enthusiasm.
Yes,
you can learn how to do everything yourself.
You can. So that's one way we can help. We generally in store we only paint our own furniture because we get enough of it that needs a little bit of work on it. But we do have some team of people that can actually come to your house and paint your furniture as well. So we do have that option.
Okay, so the workshop's in Alcantarilla.
Alcantarilla,
Are you going to be doing something similar in Almondseal, do you think?
We were doing it in Almondseal, and fingers crossed that will come back in 2025. That is the goal. But yes, for us, we use the Annie Sloan product range.
I was just going to say to you, you're very specific on your website as to the type of products you have, and they all seem to be branded from the same people.
Yes, I mean, for me, first of all, it has to be an environmentally friendly paint to go along with our ethos, obviously. And Annie's products are extremely good. They're water-based. They're very good for the environment. I've also met her on several occasions, and I love her ethos. I love her business. And I tried many different paints before choosing Annie, and they suit us. Yeah. So yes,
and it's not just paints either, is it? You've got all sorts of stencils and what are they called? Transfers?
Yes, furniture transfers that are specifically designed for us to kind of burnish, as we call it, onto because if you're not very artistic, you haven't got the skills to create something, then you don't need to, because you can choose a transfer and kind of make it look pretty that way. So yes, so we would basically use those products on our workshops, and that's our team are trained with Annie to roll out these workshops. So I've done a couple of trainings now with her back in the UK and her team. My colleague Lucy is going on her workshop in February. So the next person that would do Almondseal would have to, train, and so it takes a little while to do, but that is the goal.
And the team is, the people that you have working for you, it's all important, because this is over and above being a job. You need to have that ethos, you need to have that passion. So I'm going to share a story here. So Julie, you are going to be joining us today. Julie Rushman is part of Philippa's team. And I have to say that Julie has been the most I was going to say Julie's pre-loved, that's not what I meant. That's not what I meant, Julie. No. But Julie's dream has always been to help and to save and to use it again, and whether it's been the clothes that she's restitched and
Yes.
it's just been Julie forever. So back in the day when I first came here, Julie worked with my husband or somewhere in the same area, and he's Portuguese and he likes to cook, and he used to help out, well, not help out. If his friends wanted to eat something, he would take over the bar for a minute and he'd go and cook something. So this particular day, he walked in with a bag of crabs, and it was all agreed he was going to be cooking this for his dad and a few of the other friends that had come round. And Julie came into the bar, saw this bag of crabs, and as Roberta went off into the kitchen, Julie's now picked up the bag and took off like an Olympic sprinter. They headed straight down to Villamora Marina and set them free. It's like, it's like the Algarve version of Free Willy. It's like Julie and the crabs are gone. So it was like, swim away. Yeah. And of course, all the guys that they're waiting for their lunch. But it was Julie, and they couldn't be. They were a little bit. Oh no, where's my lunch? But it's Julie, so they just laughed. And just loved her even more for it.
Yeah,
so,
absolutely.
So Julie, if you'd been here, I was going to share that in front of you. I know that was going to be a shocker, but hey, Philippa needed to know. So when obviously seeing her now working with you, again, the whole ethos is there, and it's taken this to another level for her. Yes. And I'm sure she's brought other things to you that have been valuable. 100%.
I mean, I am so grateful for my team. From Sue, who is the manager of the Almonsil store, she's been with me from day one, helped me set it up, for the first couple of years. We were kind of finding our way. Julie joined us pretty quickly from the beginning and has been with us ever since. I've now got obviously a new team as well down in Alcantarilla who are really doing a really great job. So yes, it's not the easiest thing in the Algarve to find, a really, really good team, and I'm extremely grateful for mine. Julie is one of the core people for that. She's done some wonderful reupholstery for us. She'll just put her hand to anything.
I know she'd take it as a challenge.
Yeah.
So, and I know when people have said before second hand, and she says pre-loved.
Pre-loved, yeah, that's right. Yes.
And I understand that recently somebody offered you like a pop-up shop, a shop front in our shopping.
In our shopping, yes, that was that was really lovely. So there was one of the stores that obviously were leaving, and they were going to have a blank window, which I don't think Mara wanted for very long, and they invited us to do a display there of our upcycled furniture. So that was good fun.
Well, absolutely, but it shows that people are thinking along these lines. It's showing that people do appreciate what you're doing.
I think there's more of a movement, isn't there, now to that way of thinking. And if we can just ask people to just give it a consideration when they're next buying something, we're not going to have necessarily everything they want to redo their entire home, of course. But, if there's just a couple of pieces that you're looking at, I think it's wonderful. You've got interior designers now that are getting on board with styling a home quite modern,
they're going to be
quite
bespoke
contemporary
pieces, aren't they?
Yes, then they're choosing something that's quite, quite different but old, that's been done up and recycled as a centre piece. I think that's quite a trend as well at the moment, which is quite nice.
Of course, there's another side as well, isn't there, that you're doing? Which
there's
one?
A few.
You're inviting people to. Come along with their bottles, their empty bottles.
Yes.
For what?
So we have in the Alcantarilla store a refill centre. So the products that we have there are mostly at the moment, they're cleaning products, domestic products, or fabric softener and things like that. Okay. And they come from an excellent company in Portugal. So first of all, the carbon footprint there is low. And yes, you're perfectly correct. You bring your empty container of some sort. If you haven't got one, we do have glass containers that you can buy and then bring back, and you're refilling that empty container with, for example, your fabric softener or your floor cleaner or products like that, rather than going to the supermarket and buying another plastic bottle off the shelf. So it's something we were looking at bringing to Almonsil as well next year, but at the moment it's in Alcantarilla.
That's a superb initiative.
Yes, it's something. I think we all need to do a little bit, don't we? We're not perfect, unfortunately there's some times when you can't necessarily recycle everything, or do circumstances don't enable you to do that. But if we can all do a bit,
just try a bit,
then
absolutely.
I think it's a good way of going forward.
Yeah. And of course, you both look stunning at the Algarve Business Awards. And as we were talking to you, Julie was saying, and second-hand clothes, and of course, all presumably, I don't know, redesigned. She's stunning anyway, isn't she?
Oh, yeah, absolutely, yes. Yeah.
Far too easy to dress.
Yeah.
But I noticed that on your website again, you've got the clothes hanging up.
We do have areas of pre-loved clothing as well, yes. Just to add a little bit of extra interest and to remind people that there is still, you know, perfectly decent clothes out there to wear that's
Absolutely.
already in circulation, rather than going somewhere, dare I say, to some of these stores that are quite a way overseas that, you know, buy cheap and buy a lot and bring it in for the season and throw it out. So you know, Vinted is obviously a wonderful website. Now that you can
certainly it breaks my heart if there's something that I've saved up for and I've worn it a couple of times, but I haven't worn it again, and it's in the wardrobe. It's been there 10 years. It breaks my heart to just put it in a tub or something and give it away. I don't know where it's going. Is it going into landfill? Is there a chance that somebody else is going to love it as much as I have? So for me, I would rather be bringing it to your shop than I would to just dump it somewhere I don't know.
At the moment, we have a supplier that brings our clothes to us, because we don't have the ability to serve lots of different people with lots of bags of clothes and sort through them. And
it would be another thing together. You need another shop, wouldn't you?
Yeah, exactly. And there are very good charity shops here that will do that. So we can work with them. If somebody did walk in with a bag of clothes, and we'd say, okay, we're just going to pass it down to some of the local charity shops. But yes, it's just another little avenue for people to have a look at. And we're also trying to encourage local artisan people that make things from natural materials or recycled materials, to have those in our store as well, to help them. It's a little bit tricky because some of them are quite, we're a store, people would need to sell the product to us or invoice us for that product, if you like. So, and obviously some of them are quite small individuals, and they're not in a position to do that. But where we can, we're trying to help with that as well. So
another great idea.
Yeah, just to just again add a bit of interest and
so
carry on.
I'm excited to see where this is going. Losing track of some of it, to be fair.
Yes.
So 2025 with the courses. I know you also have a little section there about health that you're going to be developing later on. So there's that, obviously, and then with the workshops, going back to what you were saying just now, you've got the paint, you've got the chalk paint, you've got all sorts of different things there, and I also saw tools. So is this something that somebody could buy as a job lot and give it as a present, or do you do vouchers for it or things?
Annie does some boxes already. So she has like a keepsake box, if you like, which is a plain wooden box, and inside it you'll get the tools necessary to maybe create something nice on the outside of that box.
So what are we talking about? The brushes?
Yeah, there'll be a brush, there'll be a couple of paints, there'll be the wax to finish it off with, and in some of her kits you also get a QR code that you can scan and get ideas of what to do or instructions to follow if you're a complete beginner and you're not too sure what to do. So there are kits like that already available, or of course you can make your own. You can talk to our team and say, okay, I'd really like to spend X. What do you recommend for somebody I'm going to give it to somebody that's a beginner? What should I put in this bag to?
I think certainly for me, I'll go into one of the local stores and the first thing I have to do is say, I'm trying to paint a wardrobe, or I'm trying to paint a so-and-so, or this is ceramic, and that's what I haven't got a clue where to start.
That's right. Yeah.
So by talking to you, obviously somebody would be able to help me with that.
That's what we do on the workshops. So the workshops we do are usually for a morning, and you can be, again, a complete novice, or you can be an advanced level, and we will show you. We'll talk about different types of wood, different types of products that you want to paint, different kind of surfaces, let you know what kind of paint goes best on what surface.
I saw that chalk paint, you don't have to clean it off and sand it down and all sorts, you can just...
You have to clean it off. The most important top tip, you must clean your piece first, whatever it is. Get some sugar soap, which again we sell in the store. It's a little bit tricky to get hold of here, but water down some sugar soap and give it a really, really, really good clean is the most important step, and then you can just put your paint on.
Okay, so the difference between the chalk paint and a normal paint, as I would know it, is the fact that you don't have to sand it down and make it all smooth.
You don't necessarily, no. I mean, there are some circumstances that maybe it's better to sand it, but I would say if the projects I've done, 80% of the time, I'm not sanding it. But it does depend. And again, that's the workshops we kind of teach you on what to look out for and when to sand, when not to sand, and things like that. So.
Well, I need to be joining you.
You should. It's good fun.
I do. And I mean, I've always loved this sort of thing. I'm a bit more arty painty than I am restoring, but it's something that I've always loved to do, which is where, again, because it's been something in my heart to see Julie and your team growing and bringing this to everybody else has been absolutely wonderful.
Yeah, it's nice.
So you've got Almasil, where you started. You've got Anne Cantarilla.
Yes.
You had the shop front in Mar. Are you going to hold it there and see and expand from those areas, sort of internally? For the time being?
Yes, I think we're going to continue to grow our existing business and a couple of little ideas we've got with the existing stores. But it would be nice to, I've got my eyes on Qashqai's maybe for the next venture, possibly, yeah.
Crikey.
So I think it's a concept, I'm just passionate about people reusing good furniture. So if I can roll that out into other areas, then
absolutely, and it's great to see. Sort of local people getting involved now, because we didn't. I mean, you've been here the same sort of length of time as I have, and then it used to be that the furniture would be put outside the door, and it just got taken, whether it was by the council cleaning up or a neighbour or something. That was as close to recycling as we were going to get.
Yes.
So to actually see people now picking, choosing, and wanting to do something else with it is just it's superb.
Yeah, we're getting more and more people coming through the door, interested. As soon as they hear about us, you know, and understand what we do, then it's nice. And I love people just walking in and asking, you know, I've got this piece, like you were saying, showing us a picture on their phone, or what do you think I should do with this? And, you know, we love helping people with that. So, yeah.
They're going to be queuing up now, yeah. So when do your workshops start again in the new year?
They're going to start again in March. I think the first one we're going to actually do a Saturday. So in the past we've done a Wednesday morning or Thursday morning, but we've been asked this year whether or not we can obviously accommodate people that are working in the week. So we're going to, our first Annie Sloan level 1 and level 2 are going to be on Saturday, March next year. Can't remember the exact.
What's the difference between that?
It's basically different techniques. So some techniques may show you, Owl, the gold gilding, for example, like we've got on here. Some techniques.
Is that by hand or is it stencil?
That's by hand on here. Some of it might be stenciling, some of it might be raised stenciling, so you get a bit of texture to a piece. We can do decoupage techniques. So there's quite a list of things.
So you need at least two.
So yeah, exactly. The level 1 will start you at, you know, the absolute basics, getting used to the different types of paint and the texture and how they go on, and then level 2 will give you a few more little extra techniques to go.
Fantastic. So we've got those workshops. We've got the health bit that we're not going to talk too much about because you're going to be rolling that out later on.
Yeah, that's next year.
Yeah, well,
yeah, because we put the cafe in Alcantarilla.
I knew there was something else.
Yes, so that was the space. So the space there for the cafe was obviously for our clients to come and enjoy a really nice cup of coffee and have a relax as well.
And it's lovely to be able to sit and chat to people who have that same interest and same passion as you do.
That's what we like, yeah. And whether they want some advice on styling their home with some of the pieces or transferring their let's say old-fashioned piece for some people into something a little bit more used to today. That cafe is great for sitting down having a chat with that, but I also want to try and use it for the community, and we do have a couple of events that go on health related there at the moment. I'd like to take that a bit further next year. So.
Well, you need to tell us more about it when the time comes.
Yes.
So anything we can do to help, obviously we will do that.
Thank you.
For the time being, this is your camera over here.
Yes.
Can you tell us, how do we get in contact with you? Do you have different webs? I know you've got the one website. Are there different phone numbers for the different shops?
Yes, there are, which are on the contacts page of the website. The website changed this year. It's now www.kandc.pt. Kit and caboodle was a little hard to work out how to type, so it's now kandc.pt. Email sales.
And is that the sign for the and, or it's the AND?
It's the AND. Okay. I don't think websites allow that ampersand, but anyway, I think it's AND for us for sure. And sales@kitandcaboodle.pt is the email to get in contact. If people need to sell furniture, then we ask them to send photos to that. We do have Facebook, which is Kit and Caboodle. We have Instagram, which is kitandcaboodle_Algarve. And yeah, the phone numbers are on the website. So
wonderful.
There's quite a few ways to get contact.
Yeah, well, great, because you've got so many things going on. It's often easy to miss it.
Yes.
And particularly because I'm more in the Almond Seal area than I am in Alcantarilla, I would be looking for that as opposed to the other ones.
Yeah. And the Almond Seal store is not the easiest to find, in fairness, out of the two. There's a really good video on our Instagram page that's kind of pinned to the top to show the directions to get it.
Oh,
because
okay.
it's next door to Algarve Express,
Yes.
but even that's kind of a little bit tricky, whereas the Alcantarilla one is right on the EM125, so that one's a bit easier.
Ideal. Philippa, thank you.
Thank you.
You've given us an awful lot to be thinking about. So there you have it. So if you're looking for, obviously too late for Christmas, but birthdays, cheer somebody up. Cheer yourself up. So you've got the workshops. Give them a call, find out what they're doing. We'll keep you in contact with what's going on in the future, because you're doing so much, Philippa. I know that you support so many different charities, organisations. You guys are out there doing all this stuff. So anything we can do to support that, we will do. So stay in tune with us, let us know. And in the meantime, if you missed any of those contact details, contact us here at Conectv Algarve. Contact me at Living Life Algarve. I nearly forgot who I was. And we will put you in contact straight away. So until then, this is Christmas Eve. So guys, have a fantastic day tomorrow. Enjoy your evening tonight, and come back and see us in the new year. Please like, subscribe and follow. See you soon. Bye.
Merry Christmas.
Lovely.
Clinica Pacifico, your perfect smile is here. Honest Dragon, boutique alcohol distributor, Portugal. Currencies for you, global payment specialists. Energy Lounger, rejuvenate your body. Algarve Business Awards. Bamper Properties and Lifestyle. Art Aesthetic, Rejuvenation Therapy.